Hey guys, another day, another video. I have some syrup with me, which isn't really mixed that well, but it's okay. This is like the most typical Swiss syrup. I think you couldn't get any more typical Swiss syrup than this one, which is just I always forget how it's called. It's not strawberry, but it's raspberry taste. Anyway, I wanted to answer something that I saw, like Gabriela, she commented on my video. She said like every time she doesn't do exercise or she doesn't want to do exercise, she gets a mental breakdown. So instead of having the mental breakdown, she exercises because she wouldn't be able to handle it. And now let me tell you, with a lot of things in recovery, if you have to let go of those behaviors, like exercising to release your guilt, or now it's starting to rain, or leaving out breakfast because you had like a really big dinner or snack, midnight snack, or binging last night and stuff like that, which would relieve you in the moment because you feel like okay, so it's not that many calories because I now exercise for 2 hours. All of those things, they give you relief short term, but then long term it's the worst thing you could do because it just confirms your ED thoughts instead of letting go. So you could do anything, like really eating a lot, listening to extreme hunger, but if you still participate in those things, or if you still engage in those ED behaviors like exercising, not because you want to, but because your ED wants you to, or leaving out meals, etc., which in my opinion you should, as I said many times before, you should completely stop exercise for that reason, completely really make sure to eat every meal. If you engage in those restrictive behaviors and exercising is a restriction because it is kind of a purge behavior. For me, whenever I ate a lot, I had to go on really long walks when I was in my quasi recovery time. So for me, exercise or movement was kind of a purging type of thing. And yes, I know, like I went through a lot of crying and feeling really guilty, feeling really bad, but you have to have a very strong mind and just go through it and just feel super bad about it, feel super bad about yourself, about the fact that you are now being lazy, or now being are now overeating, blah blah blah, whatever. It's not overeating, but you know what I mean, like all of those things make you feel super bad and super lazy and stupid and like a bad person out of your ED's view. But you need to be okay with it. You just need to accept that you will feel bad, and with each and every time you refuse to engage in those ED behaviors, it will be easier, but you will have to cry, you will have to let it out. But what I can tell you, as I said, I went through a lot of crying. And nowadays, I think I know myself very well. Sometimes I just have a bad mood and I'm like, okay, I just have a bad mood. And I just let it be. If possible, I cry because I know it's gonna help me get over it more quickly. But I just usually accept the fact that I'm in a bad mood because most of the time it's because of some hormones. Before my period, I get just really bad moods, and that's okay because I went through so much crying and so much pain that now feeling shitty for half a day is just okay, because that's what life is. You will feel shitty and over again, but then there's also a lot of moments where you will feel very great. And in recovery, not gonna lie, feeling shitty is what will be most of the time, and you just have to take that sacrifice. And it's not easy for anyone, and you just have to be very, very strong mentally to get through it. But I believe that for everyone it's possible. But for that, you need to stop doing exercise. You need to stop restricting in any form or purging in any form. So yeah, that was the short video for today. Bye. And I'm gonna now finish this. And I have one more paper to write until Saturday. And I'm just like so demotivated. You cannot believe. Because I worked quite hard the last few weeks on different tasks. So last week I was completely free. I didn't do anything really for school, or barely anything. And then this weekend I told you about my camp, and I came back so exhausted. And still, until today, and it's been 3 days or 4 days, always until around 2 p.m. I'm just so dead. I have zero energy. And then after eating, like I eat breakfast, I still feel dead. I chill or whatever. I then eat lunch, I have to digest, and then the energy comes. And I am drinking a lot of those sugary drinks because I literally feel like otherwise I would be having a lack of energy and I don't know what to eat. So that's always my technique. If I don't know what to eat or if I don't have anything to eat, I just start drinking soda or syrup or a lot of milk or stuff like that, because I'm like, whatever. In the end, it's just I need energy no matter how it comes to me. So yeah. Also, I did my nails. I have very short nails, but for me they're long because I usually do this. So then I put on those glittery thingies and it's so girly and I love it. I love being very girly sometimes. And what else did I want to say? Yes, I have to write that paper right now and I know what to write, so it's gonna be easy because yesterday I just took my time to figure out my hypothesis and now I have to do some more research and write the introduction, the problem statement. What else? Then the actual hypothesis, describe it, and then describe how I would want to test it. And that's 50% for a grade, and I don't have to perform well because we got quite a good grade for the presentation, which was the other 50%. So it's okay if I don't do it perfectly, but I have quite some ambitions. I want to have quite a good grade still so that I have a nice average in that course, so that in the end my GPA will be good. Like I want, in Switzerland our grade is from 1 to 6 and with a 4 you pass, and yeah, so everything above 4 is good. And in Swiss universities, the funny thing is that usually people don't care, or employers don't care too much about your grades. But then, I don't know, I just want to have good grades, even though it doesn't matter because I'm going to do a master's and they're only going to look at those grades and I already got a job. So it's really unnecessary, but
Ich höre dir zu.
Siri is talking to me. But if you have a 5 GPA, this is like a very good GPA and it allows you, for example, if you want to switch to a special school and stuff, it's always a 5 GPA because the grade 5 is quite good. So, and currently I have exactly a 5.0 GPA from my first few semesters. And now in my last semester, I think I'm gonna achieve a 5 GPA, but it depends on my bachelor's thesis because it counts for 50% of this semester. So if I only have a 4.5, which would be annoying, then it will be very, very, if not impossible, to achieve a 5 GPA. But if I have a 5 in my bachelor's thesis, I have it for sure. Because in the other subjects, it was not too hard to get a good grade. So let's see. In Switzerland, we do this instead of that. I know in the USA, for example, you do that, or in England. But in Switzerland, we press our thumbs and we say, like, I press my thumb for you instead of fingers crossed. But yeah. Okay, bye-bye.